Now for many mornings I'm waking up, or for evenings I'm going to sleep because I just woke up. And I'm really thinking about the world, and I'm really wondering, like, first of all, what is going on? I think we all think that sometimes, but I really like, what can we do? And that's also something I think we all think about, like, what can we actually do, and what is actually the thing? Wait, let me put my phone here. What is actually the thing that is really going wrong, And then, the questions I ask myself is, why is all of this happening? But also, who is doing this? And like, who is making the choices, And when I start thinking like that, especially the who, like who is making these choices and who allows this to happen, we come very quickly to our leaders, right? But then, if you look at the leaders of all the countries in the world, a lot of times I think, like, they're just puppets in a way, because what are they really deciding, and are they really the ones who are doing it? It's a whole other topic. But I believe that a lot of leaders who are making decisions are actually fueled by other people, like the bigger companies, or some people behind the scenes we actually don't really see often. And then I was thinking, like, okay, but if these are the people who are actually running the show, then what can we do as normal citizens, who are, like, for example, in Palestine, who are the people who are really the victims of all of this? Because in my opinion, if you allow these things in the world, like not only wars, but actually so many things that are already for so many generations going wrong, like, I just find that evil. Like, for me, there's not really justification for that. So then I was thinking, like, okay, we as human beings, as civilians who are following these leaders or voting for these leaders, what can we do? And like, in my opinion, I'm really starting to think, like, and I find that scary sometimes because it's a kind of extreme way of thinking, but I don't really see other options sometimes anymore as like really boycotting and choosing different systems. And I was starting to share that on here, but I'm really for a new world. I'm really for a better world. And I know there are a lot of human beings who really have... Good morning. Fine. I know there are a lot of human beings who really have the world's best interests in mind, and the best interests of children and other human beings. But I don't believe many of the people who are ruling have that too. But still, the power lies within us, and when we come together as human beings, right? So one of the things I've been really looking into the last days is boycotting, but like boycotting what you buy, and not only buying and consuming, but really the choices you make. Because the choices we make, the energy we put into things, the money we put in certain things, that's what giving money to other people, right? And I know, of course, there's like people, employees and people working and stuff, but the bigger chunk of the money goes to these bigger companies. And then when I started digging into that, you just see how so many things we're buying, different brands, different names, are actually from the same people. And what I found more interesting, even when I was digging into that, is that all of these brands are actually, so like all these bigger brands, like these umbrella brands, are very often connected to, good money, are very often connected to colonialism and slavery. The companies that started after colonialism or from slavery, like how they got money and stuff. And even this whole Zionist movement in Israel is also tied to a lot of these companies. It's a whole rabbit hole. It's a bit crazy if you go into it. But so boycotting, or not necessarily, not necessarily boycotting, but just consciously choosing. And I just find if you consciously choose to support small farmers, local products from smaller businesses, it just helps a lot, so much already, because then you're not giving money to those huge companies. And I really believe if we start doing that more and more, it can have an effect. But we just need a lot of people on board. So yeah, I was checking this boycott list and I found it was crazy. It was actually literally crazy. I'll link you to a website where you can find all the things that we should boycott if it's like related to, now like how Israel occupied Palestinian land and stuff like that. But it's really crazy because it's a lot of companies, and even here in Ghana, like you can still like the products you can still buy the most, and that most of the people still like, are also products from those like colonial companies. Like just from Unilever and Lipton and Nestle, all these things. And yeah, I think it would be good for all of us to look a bit more into that, and also to realize that it might even make us a bit more healthy. Because when I was looking into these companies and things, I was really like, whoa, like it's not that this is the most healthy products or something like that. And another thing that I've been thinking about, aside choosing consciously and literally boycotting, the other thing was I've just been thinking about our politics, and I don't really like to go into politics, but it's also because I don't really believe anymore in politics and how it's going lately. So I was just like, why do we keep on voting in this system I know everywhere it's a bit different, but if I look at, for example, the US or even in Ghana here, like for one president or another president, and they're still like doing the same shizzles, actually, it's just another name. And that's for so many things, I really believe it's important to look at like what people are doing and what they're not doing and what they're choosing. And I just wonder, like, I don't know how we will do it, but I'm starting to believe like it's just time for a completely different system, because this one is not really working anymore. And maybe time for just coming together and discussing together, like, okay, what could be something else then, because we also have a tendency to always say like, yeah, I know it all and this is what is happening and la la la, but I don't know it all. Honestly, how I started is I'm just literally breaking my head every morning, like, what is happening? What can we do? What are the things I don't know yet? And then I start digging and I find crazy things, which I haven't even shared a lot on here now, but I'm gonna close this video out for now. Thank you for listening.